Assalamualaikum and good day to Dr. Saiful. Today, our group will be presenting the Handbook of Food Preservation. Our group will be presenting Chapter 17, 18, 19 and Chapter 20. So our group consists of 4 persons. Me, myself, Siti Sarah, Zahra Sophia, Tuan Nuri Nabila and Nur Shafika. Fermentation is an oral process wherein microorganisms transform the sensory and functional attributes of food to create desired products. It has been employed for millennia to store and preserve food supplies, predating the understanding of microbiology, with consumer demand dictating the need for extended food storage. Fermentation stands out as one of the earliest prevention methods. The key microbial players in this process includes yeast and lactic bacteria lab, crucial for processing, preserving, and imparting specific flavors to a variety of food products. Lab in particular play a pivotal role in the industrial landscape. It serves as starter culture for fermenting vegetal, cereal, dairy or meat-based products under controlled conditions. Notably, the appeal of fermentation lies in its effectiveness at extending shelf life, achievable with basic equipment, making it a viable option for resource-limited developing countries and rural communities. Fermentation process for food preservation have declined due to new techniques, but they are effective and affordable, making them suitable for developing countries and rural communities. Fermentation's non-reliance on chemical additive appeals to consumers, and preservation focus on eliminating microorganisms and controlling their growth to reduce or prevent microbial spoilage of food. These basic principles are applied to minimize the level of microbial contamination onto the food, particularly from high-risk sources, inhibit the growth of the contaminating microflora, kill the contaminating microorganisms, and to remove the contaminating microorganisms.
So, Assalamualaikum. My name is Zahra Sophia. So, I would like to present chapter 18, which is natural antimicrobials for food preservation. So, for the background study, food spoilage and poisoning come from microorganisms that remain challenged in the food industry despite various preservation methods. Consumer demand for natural and nutritious foods has led manufacturers to signal the preservation technique by avoiding chemical preservative. The search for natural alternative focus on antimicrobial compounds from plants, especially spice and herbs. First is rationale for use of natural antimicrobial compound, which is focused in natural antimicrobial activity for food preservations that lies in the use of lactic acid bacteria, or known as generally recognized as safe. It is organism with a history of food fermentation. So this chapter aim to present fundamental information on natural antimicrobial from plant. Second is a natural antimicrobial of plant origin 2. Antimicrobial plants compound emphasize the lack of strict division. The plant's chemical defense systems are categorized as prefectional, with example like essential oil. So the chapter briefly cover natural antimicrobial compounds in plant, including phenol, organic acids, and essential oil component. So lactic acid bacteria as a protective culture. So the function is to protect the culture in food preservation, leveraging their long-standing tradition in fermentation status. It is a natural antimicrobial properties through the production of compounds like organic acid and bacteriocin, creating an hospitable environment for photogenic microorganism. Natural occurrence of bacteriocin procedure. It is naturally found when microbial competitions in common such as human gut, soil, and aquatic system. So their presence in diverse habitat highlights their adaptive strategy to inhibit potential competitors. Harnessing their natural antimicrobial properties holds significant for application in food preservation and probiotic. So for the future outlook, preserving food naturally is a major challenge for the food industry due to changing customer preference away from chemical preservation. While extreme physical method can ensure safety, consumers now prefer food preserved as natural and fresh. So the balance between consumer and demands for natural foods and ensuring safety remains a key focus in current food preservation research. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tuan Rina Bila binti Tuan Muhammad Azwani, and I will present the chapter 19, which is the introduction of antioxidant in food preservation. So, food storage and preservation involve various chemical reactions that impact sensory quality and nutritional value. Notably, reactions like fermentation, maillard, and lipid oxidation collectively term rancidity contribute to undesirable attribute in sour food in the pre-industrial era. Intermediate consumption minimize the impact of residentity, but industrialization and extended storage deterioration become a critical concern. So residentity manifests as objectionable flavor in nut and biscuit, oxidation of flavour in milk production, and warmth of flavour in meats. It it results from the oxidation of polyunsaturated fatty acid affecting antioxidants play a crucial role in inhibiting lipid oxidation, and recent research emphasizes the importance of the physical state and interface in this reaction. Understanding this mechanism open new possibility for food preservation technology, aligning with the principle of supramolecular molecular chemistry and molecular organization for antioxidant stabilization. This paradigm shift enhance our ability to address food deterioration and develop effective preservation strategies. So next, the type of residency in food. Residency is donates undesirable changes in food quality, affecting odor and flavor, leading the potential food rejection. So the first one is lipolytic residency. It caused by lipase action on triglyceride, releasing free fatty acid, and in perception, high amount play result in sources. Exceptions include milk fat and palmacete oil. Next, the second one is oxidative residivity. Main type inhibited by antioxidant stemming from unsaturated fatty acid oxidation. Primary oxidation product like lipid hydroperoxide degradation product produce volatile oxidation product influencing sensory perception. Complex phenomena like residency descriptor include oil warm over cardboard and wet dog or dumpy. Okay, next, flavor reversion. So typical for soybean oil is type of the residue that appears during storage or fully ref, re, 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 ref, blend soybean oils and impart a bit. Okay, next, the flavor reversion. The typical for soybean oil is a type of residue that appears during storage or fully refined. Blend soybean oil and imparts a beanie of flavors to the product. It results after minutes absorption of singlet oxygen by the oil, leading to the formation of specific oxidation product containing fluorine groups. Next, ketoid residue. Organized by flora or flavor occur in the storage of food with short or medium chain fatty acid for 10 carbon atom like milk, fat, or coconut oil. It results from the microbial oxidation of medium chain fatty acid into alkane to alkane to one or methyl ketone. Next, we have the kinetic and mechanism of oxidative residue. The lipid oxidation in the process of deteriorative change in polyunsaturated fatty acid and other unsaturated lipid substrate like sterols and carotenoid. It involves the conversion of these substrates into hydroperoxide and subsequent decomposition into various secondary oxidation products. So we have the equation here, and is the oxidation of LH by oxygen is a free radical chain reaction comprising initiation, propagation, and termination phases. Okay, next, the initiation phase or induction period. During this phase, the reaction rate follow first or pseudo first order kinetics with respect to lipid hydroperoxide. The process is assumed to begin the reaction between the unsaturated lipid and oxidant X dot, forming the first alkyl radical L dot. This radical combine with oxygen to create hydroxyl radical. So this is the from the equation. So lipogenase enzyme present in food catalyze an oxidation of fatty acid producing hydroperoxide. Then the induction period concludes when the antioxidants are depleted and the hydroperoxide concentrate reach a critical missile concentration (CMC). At this point, monomolecular and binocular reaction occur, initiating new reaction chain by primary oxidant in fats and oils is air oxygen, while enzyme and singlet oxygen can also contribute. So next, for the propagation phase, peroxide radical initiate chain reaction in lipid oxidation by extracting hydrogen atom from polyunsaturated fatty acid, forming hydroperoxide and alkyl free radical. This autocatalytic or chain reaction is repeated leading to the isomerization of the original double bond system into a more stable conjuncted diene system. Alkoxyl radical may rearrange to form expoxyl alkyl radical during this process. The propagation phase results in the exponential formation of the hydroperoxides and significant increase in secondary oxidation products, including long-chain hydroxy and keto derivative, as well as breakdown products such as hydrocarbon, alcohol, aldehyde, aldehydes, ketones, and acid. While hydroperoxide themselves are odorless, their decomposition products contribute to the rancid of flavor in oxidized fats and oils. So next, for the termination phase, the termination reaction in lipid oxidation occur when the concentration of unsaturated lipid substrate is low, leading to the recombination of the free radical. This final stage produces non-radical secondary oxidation products, including lipid polymers such as dimers and oligomers. The peroxide are also formed through the secondary oxidation of hydroperoxide, particularly in advanced reaction stages of polyunsaturated lipid with sufficient oxygen access. This polymer and the peroxide do not significantly impact the sensory value of the oxidized fats and oils. Okay, the antioxidant and their mechanism of action. So antioxidants protect food and biological material from oxidation by scavenging free radical, and they significantly extend the induction period, preventing the decomposition of lipid hydroperoxide. So we have six antioxidant and their mechanism of action. For
Thank you, the presenter. So, my name is Nur Shafika bint Abuzarin. I will continue the presentation, which is pH in food preservations, which is the first one is effect of pH on microorganism and enzyme. So, first one is pH values of food, which is plays a critical role in food stability and preservation, influencing chemical, biochemical, and microbiological reaction. The logarithm pH scale range from 0 to 14, with lower value indicating acidity and higher values indicating alkalinity. Food with low pH, such as fruits and vinegar, resist bacterial growth and have good keeping qualities. Conversely, meat, seafood, and raw milk with pH value above 5.6 are more susceptible to spoilage and pathogen growth. The variation in pH within product are influenced by factors like variety, maturity, and processing condition. In the United States, the majority of average 93% have a pH below 4.0, contributing to their preservation and stability. So the effect of pH on organism has four, which is pH limit for microbial growth, mode of action of pH, effect of pH on heat stability of microorganism, enhancement of the effect of preservative. So the first one is pH limit of microbial growth, which maintaining appropriate pH level is critical for controlling the growth of microorganism foods. A pH value of 4.5 is significant as it is below the range for Clostridium botulinum growth. However, Strepsils anaerobius species has high protein concentration and equivalence may allow growth below this pH. Other food poisoning microorganisms are well controlled below pH 4.2, but lipolic organic acid like propionic, sorbic, and benzoic acid act synergetically with low pH, making them effectively preservative. So the second one is mode of action of pH, which bacteria can hardly maintain constant internal pH when they grow on a wide range of media of external pH. Secondly is strong acid, which lower the external pH but do not themselves permeate through the cell membrane. Third is weak acid, which are lipolytic and permeate through the membrane. Fourth, buffering capacity provided by the acidic and basic side chains in general. Buffering capacities in bacteria are approximately of high concentration of weak acid at low external pH. Uh, Effect of pH on heat stability microorganism, which is pH impact of sterilizations in canning. pH value significantly affects sterilizations times and temperature. Lower pH require less heat of sterilizations. Acidic versus non-acidic, bacterial spore and pH, effect of lactic acid, heat resistant at different pH, and Listeria monocytogenes and pH. Next is enhancement of the effect of preservative, which is the efficacy of any preservative depend on the pH level. Investigates is Bacillus Striatumapilus spores die much more rapidly at 100% 100 degrees Celsius and mean pH 3.5 in the presence of lactic acid than in its absence. So this is the third pH effect on enzymes, which is first one is liposygenase and urease, which is fatty acid oxidation consists of a irreversible inactivation of liposygenase at pH 3.0 and below. Urease inactivation reduced to acceptable list at pH 3.0. Second one is pectinus, uh, pectinesterase, which is thermal inactivation rates increase at lower pH value, and thermolabile pectinesterase irreversibly inactivate it at pH 2 and 12. And last one is lysozyme, which is high thermal stability suitable for pasteurized and heat stabilized food products. So the effect of pH on food component has seven, which is pH on gel formation, protein, vitamin stability, food color, food texture, food flavor, and the last one is method for controlling pH in food. So this is effect of pH on gel formation, which is pH significantly influence the functional properties of food protein. Canola protein gelatin is affected by the binding of synaptic and tomasidic acid, with pH influencing the type of interaction and causing deterioration in gel characteristic. Overall, pH plays a critical role in determining the texture, flavor, and functionality of various food and protein. So effects of pH protein, which is dependence of protein behavior, which is particularly focused on the isoelectric point, where protein have not net charge. At the isoelectric point, proteins tend to coagulate the surface rheological parameters and maximize. This phenomenon is above its various proteins such as gelatin, bovine serum albumin, pepsin, and soluble muscle protein, leading to enhanced emotion stability. So the emotion stability at the isoelectric point is influenced by factors such as protein concentrations, volume surface area of the oil phase, and pH. Some proteins like bovine serum albumin exhibit increased emulsifying activity as pH is raised between 4 and 9, while others such as lactologbium maintain a consistent emulsifying activity in the pH range 3 to 8. So this is effect of pH on vitamin stability, which is depend on the pH of the medium and are summarized in table 20 and 7 under acid alkaline condition. At the higher water activity, which is above zero point 0.9, the rate of thiamine hydrochloride, which is vitamin B1, degradation in buffered solution of glycerol at 80 until 65 degrees Celsius is independent of water activity but highly depend on pH. So the thiamine hydrochloride was less stable in solution of univalent ions that in glycerol or divalent ion at the same water activities. So the effect of pH on food color, which is the color of fruits, vegetables, and meats are associated with pigment, and this pigment are influenced by pH. The green color of vegetables swing to an olive green when warm or set in acidic condition. The amount of perihemochrom fermentation from myoglobin during cooking is affected by initial milk pH. Mammalian muscle has a pH of around 7, and normal fresh milk has a pH ranging from 4.5 5.4 to 5.6. So the next is effect of pH on food texture, which is the acceptability of food influenced by texture, and texture is affected by pH. In general, the vegetables are softest at pH 10. At pH 2, the farmer was only surpassed by the action of pH 4. Muscle pH has been associated with numerous other meat quality attributes including tenderness, water holding capacity, cooking loss, and microbial stability. An effect of pH on food flavor is the acceptance of food by consumer influenced by the flavor of the food. Several studies of Maryland Russian model system have demonstrated that the pH of the reaction medium result change in volatile and color product. So the pH strongly determine the type of volatiles formed. Furthermore, fibers are susceptible to change by the action of pH, moisture, acid, salt, and enzyme. Method of controlling pH in food can be modified by adding acidulants or through the action of microorganisms in process like fermentation. Fermentation involves complete oxidation by carbohydrate without an external electron acceptor, leading to the production of acid and other byproducts. Acid production in fermentation plays a critical role in the food preservation, particularly in dairy products where lactic and acetic acid are significant. For meat, pH reduction is considered more important than lactic acid production for preservation. In one example, the use of lactobacillus petroleum and canned molasses in shrimp heat fermentation achieved a stable pH below 4.5. With trona and onion extract additions providing effective inhibiting protein hydrolysis and acting as an antioxidant respectively. So the conclusion is food have their own pH change with the addition of acid and harmful mechanism like fermentation and lactic acid bacteria. So since most pathogens, including Chlorisium botulinum, cannot develop at a pH of 4.5, this pH level is regarded as essential. Weak acid work better than strong acid at controlling bacteria. The production of the appropriate color, flavor, and texture, as well as the Galen properties, protein, enzyme, and vitamin stability are all impacted by pH. It can be difficult to anticipate how long the combination effect of pH and the other variables